Good morning, students. We are going to start with chapter number 1, that is field visit. Now, field visit, what is the meaning of field visit, or what is field visit? Collecting geographical and cultural information by actually paying a visit to a particular place is a field visit. Okay. Now, why field visit is important? Okay, field visit helps in understanding various geographical concepts, elements and processes through direct personal experiences. It helps in understanding the correlations between humans and environment. It helps in enhancing the understanding and sensitivity about the historical, economic, social and cultural facts about the selected field. It makes the study of geography more interesting and supports the application of knowledge. Now, when we will visit to any field, what precautions we have to take? So, we will take the following precautions. So, that is, we will ensure safety of oneself and others and will carry identity card, first aid box, etc. with oneself for emergency circumstances. We will strictly obey the instructions given by teachers. During field visit, we will try to gather information about local circumstances by conversing with the local people. We will also ensure that one does not harm the environment in any way during field visit. Now children, see here, Rahul is going on a field visit with his classmates and school teachers from Naldurg in Osmanabad district to Alibag in Raigad district. The school has engaged a special bus from state transport for this purpose. Rahul and his classmates have organized this visit under their teachers' guidance. Let's find out how the students are experiencing the changes occurring in the relief, soil, vegetation and human settlements as they travel from Nandurg to Alibag. Go through the following conversations between the teachers and the students. Now day 1, 6 hours, teacher. Dear student, now we have left Naldurg and are on our way to Solapur. We will have out breakfast at Solapur and lunch near Sinhagad, Pune. Now all of you should observe both the sides along the roads and note down observation in the notebooks with reference to these points. That is, relief, water bodies, vegetation, soil, agriculture, human settlements, settlement patterns. Rahul. Yes, ma'am. I can see that we are experiencing undulating topography and somewhere in between we can find plains. We can also see some agricultural fields. Now, Sakshi is saying we can see small settlements along the roads. We can also see tea stalls, dhabas, petrol pumps and other shops. Now, teacher is saying, yes, Meena, your observation. Meena, madam, are we going down the slope? Teacher, correct. Now, we are in the southern part of the Balaghat ranges. They are the eastern offshoots of the Sahyadris. Keep looking at the map given to you and the topography outside. You can easily see the changes occurring in the landscape. Now tell me about the settlement patterns and housing types. Now Suraj is saying, madam, in rural areas, we see houses in a straight line along the road. The walls of the houses are made of clay while use of mud and wood is visible in making the roofs. Renuka, in this area, we can mainly see dry grass. Trees which have shades, their leaves are visible in some places. Now teacher is saying, good observation, Suraj and Renuka. Such settlements are called linear settlements. We have learned that in 7th standard, the houses which you saw are called mud and wood houses. These are the traditional houses built by a specific method. The vegetation here belongs to the dry deciduous type. They shed their leaves during a specific season. After some time, they reach Solapur city. teacher is telling to the children that they have reached Solapur city. In urban areas, the population density is high. We see multi-storied houses. They are made from a mixture of cement, sand, rubble and water. They are constructed using bricks. Shops with modern amenities like shopping malls, big restaurants and etc. are found along the roads. Now students started observing the distinctive characteristics of the urban areas. After some time, the teacher asked Rahul to distribute the breakfast packets among the students. They had their breakfast. Now teacher said that now we are crossing Solapur city. Dear students, see the cultivation around. What do you see? Observe and tell. So children observed on both sides of the road and started writing down their observation in their notebooks. This continued for a long time. Now Savitri said, Madam, I find that the fields are greener here. When we had left Naldurg, we had seen shrubs, crops, and there was some sugarcane, but now I can see that it is mainly sugarcane being cultivated here. Teacher said, correct. When we had left Naldurg, we had seen cultivation of mung, urad and other pulses, but now it is mainly sugarcane. This is because of the availability of irrigation facility. Savitri said, yes madam, we had crossed a canal some times ago and now I can see a large reservoir here. Which is this reservoir, madam? Near Indapur, the teacher asked the bus driver to stop at the side of the road. The students got down in a line and gathered around the teacher in a disciplined way. Teacher said, refer to your maps as shown there. What you can see to our right are the backwaters of the Ujni Dam built on the river Bhima. This dam is mainly used for supplying drinking water. It is also used for power generation, fishing, irrigation, etc. Some students clicked picture of the surroundings. They boarded the bus and their journey started again. Pooja, madam, this seems to be a plain area. Teacher, yes, we are going through a plain region. This is a part of the Deccan Plateau itself. As we go westwards, we will notice major changes in the relief and vegetations. After a few hours of journey, they left the main roads near Hadapsar and turned towards Sinhagad. There were many big and small hotels at the foothills. They stopped at an open space at the roadside and had their lunch. They relaxed for a while. Now Nazma said, I also noticed that when we left Naldurg, trees like Jujubi, means boar trees, so we say bear also, and babul and etc. were visible, but here different trees are seen. Teacher, good. While crossing Naldurg, we saw semi-arid thorny types of vegetation. Change in types of vegetation is an indicator of change in the amount of rainfall in that area. We see that anjan, that is ironwood, banyan and peepal trees are more in numbers here. Alright, now we have reached the foothills of Sinhagad. Now we will climb to the top and you will see the offshoots of Western Ghats. You will only carry your iCards, notebook, pen, binoculars, camera, cap, map and water bottle. Keep your luggage and other items in the bus itself. When they started climbing the Sinhagad fort, it was quite sunny at first, then it became cloudy. Later, it also started drizzling and students enjoyed eating steamed groundnuts, buttermilk and curd on the way. They clicked photographs of various physical features. The vegetation around, birds, the aerials, view of Pune city and the various structures of the fort. Afterwards, teachers asked them to gather at one place. Teacher, we have now reached the fort of Sinhagad. How will you collect information about it? Neha. Madam, we saw a board at the entrance which gave us information about the Sinhagad fort. We have also clicked its picture. Teacher. Good, Neha. Now you will tell the differences in the relief features now. Kasim. Madam, we can see that now the plains have turned into rugged topography with hills. This is a high hill. We are at a higher altitude and hence can even experience clouds. Teacher. Very good, Kasim. You can notice many physical features like rock, pinnacles, valleys and hills and layers formed from volcanic eruptions. Have you recognized the rock found here? You might have seen some debris of landslides at places while climbing. Now tell me about the agricultural pattern around. Rahul. Madam, this is a basalt, an igneous type of rocks. We had learned about it in class 6. Mary. We saw mainly pulses being cultivated at the place where we live, between Solapur to Pune. We saw sugarcane. Now we see mainly paddy fields. Teacher. Correct? It is because of the good amount of rainfall here. Can you recall seeing a similar fort-like structures before? What differences do you see between both of them? Wahida. Madam, we can compare this with the Naldurg fort itself, but it is not situated on a hill like Sinhagad. We do not have to climb up a slope to see it. Teacher. Very good. Now we have reached the top of the fort. This is a hill fort and it has been built on a hill. This was built with the view of security and to keep an eye on the surroundings. Naldurg is a fort on the land. All such forts are the heritage of our state. Come here and look down. The water body that you can see in front is the reservoir of the Khadakwasla Dam, which serves water to areas in and around Pune. Now we will go to the Kalyan Darwaja, means it is a gate. Darwaja means a gate. Come here and see this structure. This is called Devtek, scared tank. So water coming from a natural spring gets stored here. Even today it serves water all the year round to the people who stay at the fort above. All students are expressing surprises. Oh my God, how can water be available continuously at this height since centuries? The teacher took them to a stall which served pitla bhakri. Students observed that there were many similar stalls. Tourists were being served different food items there. After spending little time at Sinha Fort, students came down the foothills and boarded the bus. The bus started towards Pune city where they had an overnight halt. In the city, they had evening snacks and tea and got ready to roam in the market. Teacher. We will be visiting places in Pune like Shaniwar Vada and famous marketplaces like Tulsi Bagh and Mahatma Phule Mandai, means that is a market. Where are wholesale and retail market here? You can do shopping here. Make sure you write down all your observation. After the city tour, they had dinner and returned to place of their night halt. Now second day at 7 o'clock morning, after breakfast, they proceeded to Alibag. Teacher. Now we are on the Mumbai-Pune expressway. Can you see the change in the relief again? We will stop at Rajmachi Point near Lonavala. Tushar. Yes, madam. Even though we are driving on a plain road, we can see hilly regions all around. The frequency of houses is becoming less. After Lonavala, they stopped at Rajmachi Point and the teacher gave information about various relief features. Teacher. These are the slopes of the Western Ghats. We call these hilly areas Sahyadris too. From here you can observe the difference in slopes. The gentle slope to the east and the steep slopes to the west. Toward the west you can see many cliffs and waterfalls, about which you have learned in class 9th. This region is also the source of river Ulhas, a major west flowing river. Now the students took photographs of these features. It started raining again and their journey resumed. Namdev. Looking at the map, madam, we are crossing the Ghat sections and now are we going to Khopoli? Teacher. Correct, Namdev. This is known as the Bor or Khandala Ghat in the Western Ghats. We will now enter the western coastal plains of India. Observe the trees, soil and houses that you see. Shiv. Madam, we can see dense forests comprising of thick vegetations in the Ghats. We can see trees with broad leaves. We had seen such trees in the Sinhagad region too. Teacher. These are the teak leaves. So this region is a region of deciduous trees. There are many Vanrais and Devrais, that is a woodland and scarred groups. After crossing the Ghats, the dense forest became sparse. Paddy field and huge industrial estates were now visible. Nazma. Madam, I can feel a change in the weather. It is getting hotter and I have started perspiring. So, teacher, you feel the change in the air because of increase in humidity in the air. We start perspiring and skin becomes sticky. As we go near the sea, this will increase. Namdev. Madam, it has started raining in this region. Also, the amount of rainfall seems to be more. It might be happening because of this. Teacher. Namdev, correct observation. Because of the heavy rainfall and nearness to the sea, this happens along because of high rainfall. Rice is the major crop here. So soon we will reach the sea. Can you name the sea? All students together said the Arabian Sea. Teacher. Good. After reaching Alibag, before we go to our lodges we will visit the Telati office. You can gather information on the basis of the questionnaires you have prepared in the school. Urmi, we will be asking him questions about the types of crops, soil types, cultivation of fruits and other cash crops. We are asking him how land revenue is collected in her office, land under irrigation, watershed programs and other occupation in the village. Now they have reached Alibag in the afternoon and then visited the Talati's office. They collected information based on their questionnaires. Teacher. Dear student, after lunch we will go to the sea coast. How many of you will seeing the sea for the first time? Almost all them raised their hands. Abira. I am just trying to imagine what a breathtaking view it would be to see the sea. What will it look like? Or will there be just water? Teacher. True. Abira, we will visit the beach now. We have already given clear instructions regarding precautions to be taken there. We will also visit a fort called Kolaba or Alibag Fort here. We will have to take into account the timings of the high and low tides as this is away from the coast in the sea. We have studied the work of the sea waves in class 9. We will also identify some of the landforms formed by the sea waves. Can you name some of them? All children, almost together. Beach, some said sea waves, some said wave curves, some said platforms, sandbars and all and etc. Teacher. Good. You remember them well. They visited the beach and the fort. Some of them also enjoyed sitting on horse-driven chariots and some of them enjoyed horse rides. Neha. Madam, this fort is different from the first two. Teacher. Good Neha. Can you tell the difference between them? Neha. Yes, madam. This fort was constructed in water while other two were on land. Teacher. Good. This fort is built on a wave-cut platform because it is surrounded by seawater and it is called a sea fort. Earlier these forts were built for the security of the seas. There are many such forts on the west coast. Neha, yes, I have heard names like Sindhudurg, Janjira earlier. Teacher, based on the information you have collected, can you tell what occupations are followed here? Rahul, Madam, fishing and agriculture. Both the occupations are followed here. Teacher, correct Rahul. To which category do these occupations belongs? Meena, ma'am, these are primary occupations. See, now teacher, true. Initially fishing was the main occupation. Later on agriculture was also practiced in this region, but away from the shore. Coconut, betel nut, jackfruits, banana and some spices are cultivated in the coastal plains. This is horticulture farming. Today, tourism has become an important occupation here. Afterwards, students spent some time playing on the sands of the beach and captured beautiful glimpses of the sunsets in their cameras. After sunset, they came to their lodge. They discussed important points to compile their field visit report. After returning to their lodge, they had dinner and rested for the night at Alibag. Next day in the morning, they had their breakfast and left for their return journey. Now they are going back to their house. Children, what type of information of a field visit can be collected by a field visit? Geographical, social, economic, historical, cultural and etc. type of information of a field can be collected by field visit. During field visit, how will you obtain various type of information? So, during field visit, we will obtain various types of information by observing facts, interviewing concerned officials and studying the documents available at the selected field. What are the indicators of differences in precipitation? So that is vegetation, structures of houses, costume of people, diet of people and etc. are the indicators of the differences in the precipitations. Now we have completed this chapter number 1, that is field visit. So in next I will give you the question answers. Okay.